passed down through generations to a male or female heir who is deemed worthy to represent the family in the village council. Matai also oversee the use of communal lands and are responsible for the fair distribution of wealth. For us, wealth is measured by giving, not accumulation. Matai gain respect through ritual exchanges of gifts, such as the cherished fine mat. Ceremonial rituals are at the core of the Fa'asamoa, and none is more complex than the tatau, performed by the tattoo masters. The Tufungata tatau hold esteemed positions in Samoa as artists and frequently as traditional healers. Among the renowned is Su'a Suluape ala Iva'a.
Nga ia sanga kuma wai penga luenga la tunu ya ngai. Ngai ai se kai me moku si ai.
The old custom, when a baby boy is born, the parents start making the lama and store it in a hollow coconut container until the whole thing is full, big enough to take his tattoo. Getting a tattoo is not really testing manhood, it's a gift from the parents.
Tatau also means proper. Undergoing the ritual was an act of submission that traditionally was required before becoming a chief. Service or tautua to the community and its chiefs was and still is another prerequisite.
You know, you have to master the sea, the land, you have to do the kaukua.
Kakela kuapi ile ma ngai ro ka va ai ku ro ka kingo ka ikor pula u. Ka saulo le kala ka pea. Le ala ua umar pe anka ya ua pela ua fa Sofia ya le loka fia ka ke ali kongo palo makai. O pele ngaba ba wala nei sa malai.
According to legend, twin Samoan goddesses swam from Fiji to Samoa, bringing the tools of tattooing with them.
O falalupo le nei o kalkongunga o Samoa ole ngu kong wal ngai ka ngu yai le mai ngol fai vo ka kau e ka mai kai nga fe ausi mai fiki ka ngu mai Samoa nga kai I olo yai le ma ale olo vai lo ngai le me kongunga nga yai le fai sua.
The sisters swam ashore and eventually gave their tools and knowledge to a man named Su'a, who became the first Tufungata tatau. Since that time, women have had the malu, men the tatau. The tatau links one to the powers of the natural world. Pre-Christian Samoa was full of sacred totems incarnated in various animals and insects. The small triangle on the back, called the pe'a, another name for the entire tatau, is the Samoan flying fox, a bat whose circular flying patterns signify the cycles of life. The centipede, with its painful sting, represents the hardships endured in life. The lines curving around the man's sides are his anchor. They anchor his spirit to this body, like the rafters of a house anchor its roof to the ground. The symbol on the mid-back is the boat which carries a man on his journey in life. Our journeys have now brought us to many new lands. An ocean away in Southern California is one of our largest communities outside of Samoa.
We have our own identity. We're not mistaken as Hispanic or blacks, we're just Samoan people.
The culture brings us, to unite as one. Whether funeral, wedding, whatever, everyone comes to be as one.
Samoan relatives are a little bit stronger. You can always fall back on your relatives.
respect is like a #1 priority to all Samoans. And that to me is very important, to respect your elders and, to know your rank, period.
I swear to you that no one. Good to see you again, sir. Long time. But you.
My name is Thomas Alailima, and we're here on a momentous occasion. My cousin, David Barrett Cohen, is going to announce his candidacy in the House of Representatives of the 27th District of California.
Constituents.
It's a difficult thing to try and merge my Samoan identity and identity that I've kind of picked up from growing up here. When I come home, it's time to be Thomas the Samoan, and at work, Thomas the carpenter, foreman.
Okay. Got a low post.
That corner room right there, and this corner room back here. Okay, that one. Growing up in America, I missed out on a lot of things that I would normally have known in Samoa. I think that attaining or receiving the tatau would be a symbol of my commitment to the culture, and almost a way of sharing a part of the Samoan life that I'd missed. Over the years, I've just went. Well, the Samoan tattoo goes from here. One is, they don't know anything about my culture, and they don't know anything about our lifestyle.
Nobody is saying that the tattoo is a bad thing for the Samoan. All I'm saying here, it's a tradition is not worth doing, not worth revival.
With the coming of the missionary and the introduction of Occidental thinking, all of this led to the conditioning of our people and almost led to the obliteration of the Samoan tatau.
It's important to allow the youth, especially those who have not experienced life in Samoa, to experience parts of the Samoan culture. I don't have any tattoo on me. The head of the government of Western Samoa does not have a tattoo on him. Why should I allow my children to have tattoo on them? Unless they want themselves to have their tattoo on themselves, then it's their own decision. But just remember that I am against it. And that's all.
If he had made it a point to say that he absolutely forbid any one of us from receiving the tatau, then we're looking at it from a different light.
I'm sort of glad that Tom is planning to get a tattoo, because then it makes it easier. He can sort of blaze the trail.
Several months later, still divided on the issue of the tatau, Thomas and his father are in Western Samoa, returning to the ancestral village.
My father thought it was necessary for me to be more committed to the family in Sapupani.
The village where I come from, that's the place where Christianity was first received in Samoa.
It was Paramount Chief Malietoa Vainupo, Thomas's own forefather, who welcomed the first missionaries here into Samoa in 1830. Within 10 years of Malietoa's conversion, most Samoans had incorporated Christianity into the fabric of our traditions.
From that time, the two is considered not comparable with Christianity, because it's the shedding of blood unnecessarily.
In spite of his father's Christian opposition, Thomas has come home to undergo the tatau. His father, however, had already arranged his ceremonial induction to the Matai system.
In Samoa, we live according to communal system based on the ainga. The whole family pulls together, and when they pull together, the Matai is the bomb.
My father applied a bit of pressure on myself, and the title that was bestowed was Papali'i title. I wasn't really prepared at the time. My main concern was getting the tatau.
If he gets the tattoo, he is not going to have the tattoo in the village where he is having the title. By customs, he has to go somewhere else that the tattoo is allowed.
Not to prove any type of manhood or to prove that I'm capable of withstanding some excessive amount of pain, but rather as my own private commitment to my culture.
Fia kele pe a yaingi kanga ka anga va ale lei o ngā luenga. Ni kupulanga ka lavou o lo fia ngā luenga ka kawe. Ia whakasi fo i markau ngō le ainga. Ia wonge ka uvalea i se ngā luenga i whai.
The whole process at the beginning, from when I first sat down and he started taking measurements, quite a bit of anticipation right there. Didn't really know what to expect. So when he started making these scratches on my back, I thought, okay, this is okay if it's not going to be too much more than this. When he first started hitting, that was a shock to the system. Yeah, a razor cut with some lemon juice or something squeezed into it. That's what it feels like. And then there's the pounding, just concentrating on the pain, concentrating on the sound, just listening to the tap of the tufunga. That helped me a lot. Well, the tattoo took 14 days from beginning to end. It was quite an ordeal. Nanu, my brother, was such a big crutch to me at this time. He helped take care of me. He bathed me, massaged me. He was looking after all of my needs.
You want the leg? Yeah. In particular?
In the past, you have to have a partner. When the pigment is in the skin, you will be surrounded with spirits. When you are left alone, they get you. And you end up that you will not finish the tattoo or you will die.
It's really difficult to try and convey everything that was happening in my mind. I would be very reflective. I would think about childhood, a lot of the elder family members that had passed away. I would try and project into the future and foresee what would be happening for me. It has been a stepping stone from boyhood to manhood.
If he gained anything profitable from it, then I'm all for it. After all, it's a very painful thing, and there's a risk also there that some of them die because of the tooth poison getting into the body.
Be healed in the name of Jesus. I suffered because I saw him suffering. Lord, in the name of Jesus Christ, be healed.
See, the Christians wanted to ban tattooing. My father brought in a Christian into tattooing, like breaking
Have concerning the Samoan way of life. I've come to find that the tatau is a more personal commitment to the culture, but what is more important is your involvement in the culture, dealing with the Fa'asamoa on a daily basis.
We are trying to bring up our custom and our culture to a lot of people that's been outside of Samoa. You know, the man was an artist. He is probably the best Samoan can do a tattoo.
Coming here to LA, it's a great privilege for me. I don't get opportunity to travel, but when it comes, I'll never miss it.
I've been waiting a long time to meet Suluape Patelo. I'd known about him for a number of years. When I finally did meet him, I was able to do a tattoo for him, which was quite an honor. Suluape was one of the very first to go outside of the tattoo world in Samoa. There is definitely a very important revival in tatau now that's going on. Suluape has been a very vital link to the homeland for them to receive their tataus here in the United States.
I'm grateful to have Suluape in our home. It's a great experience to have somebody very talented to do his work. I welcome him in my house with the bottom of my heart. My husband and I both very happy to have him.
Hi, Pupu. Hi. The main reason why I helped Suluape to come over to the United States is for my sons. My second oldest son looked at my tattoo and he said, I want that tattoo on myself.
I see my dad with it. So right there and then I was really interested in getting the bell. He told me it was going to be a lot of painful, but hey, you got to do what you got to do for the family.
The decision for Tony to get his tattoo was his own decision. My husband, I've always teach them the custom, you know, and where they come from, and so they can be proud of it. I was surprised that other countries like to have someone tattoo in their body. I didn't think that, you know, any other country besides Samoan people.
You know, it's good that somebody other than Samoans that want to come and try to get a tattoo if it was a different design.
With a tattoo, because it's a very special work of art in our custom.
I'm seeing it on my uncles and the elders of the family, you know, and even though living up in LA and everything else, I didn't pay no mind. The tattoo was always like an inspiration to go ahead and think. Once you found out the meaning, what it stood for and everything, I was always compelled to go ahead and get it.
When I went to tattoo, it actually made me calm down a little more. Instead of being so explosive and thinking real rash, now I'm more just think about it a little more. Instead of being so explosive and thinking real rash, now I'm more just think about family, and you gotta be around. You're not just what you might call expendable.
It dictated me from here on out. If I wasn't really in the tattoo, I think I'd be dead by now. I should have been dead a long time ago. My canoe is actually smooth sailing. Now, more or less, I'm riding the wave.
My manu makes me feel complete and fulfilled and remind me of my culture and where I come from.
The most important thing is that those people who were brought up in the American way, they still have something in their hearts that they are Samoans. I'm really proud to see that.
This is where it's now very useful out in the world. It's very important that we represent ourselves in a society of millions of people.
I'm proud I'm one of those people.
Talofa, olo e mai mo mai le tautua le ala talua ofa, olo e mai mo mai le tautua le ala talua le KVZK TV, Pango Pango, America, Samoa. You are watching KVZK TV Channel 2,